We're rolling on everything. All right, I'm gonna give it a clap. Giving the clap. Hey, welcome to the Fireside Tattoo Podcast. We are live. We're not live. We're live, but they're not live.
Are we?
Are we live? We're not live streaming any of this, are we? We're live streaming the event, but not the podcast. We could put the Mevo up and do it live. I'm here with Manny. How do I pronounce your last name?
Valerio.
Valerio. All right.
Yeah, Valerio. Yeah.
Valerio. And we just met here this weekend. You've been doing some awesome black and gray work.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Large scale stuff too. It's
Yeah.
big projects.
I usually like to work on one large piece a day.
Yeah.
That way we're not kind of worried about rushing through it to finish the next one.
Yeah.
I'll just do like one large piece. I have like a flat day rate, and
Yep.
then we're not sitting there looking at the clock.
Yeah.
Making sure we do our best.
Completely
always.
agree, yeah. And especially in a convention setting, there's enough stuff out of your element, enough stress anyways. No reason to be worried about getting wrapped up by 3 o'clock when your next appointment is.
Yeah,
So,
and this place is awesome too, and they kind of been letting us hang out. I know some of the guys here kicked it till like 2 in the morning.
yeah.
So that's what's up that they didn't kick us out, because I've been in some, man, where it's 12 o'clock, they turn the lights off.
Yeah, I have too.
You
They
know?
take it seriously. That's one thing Shaquem seems to he really
He's good peoples.
He is.
Shaquem's good peoples, man. They show him love everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the reason why he can
and he
do whatever.
caters to the tattooer. He really does. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, if you need to work until 2, we'll just figure out a way to make it work.
Yeah, man.
So, yeah. So one of the reasons that Scott reached out to you when we were going through and looking at the artist list is because you have been traveling. Like, you are homeless right now, just running the streets.
Technically, the house is in the parking lot right now.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
What are
So
you
I
guys
live here.
traveling? What are you traveling in?
We have a 96 Volkswagen Realtor. So it's like
Okay.
this little rare, it's like a Eurovan in the front. Winnebago built this little house in the back.
Oh.
And we found out after we were on the road that there's only 2,500 of them.
Really?
Yeah, so whenever we see somebody in one, like, they bug out. It's just like a wild thing. We've only seen maybe like 15.
And so you didn't know that when you bought it? You just
No
came and
idea.
stumbled across it?
No idea. But when you break down, it sucks. It really does suck. Because
yeah,
everybody's like, we work on RVs, we don't work on Volkswagen. We work on Volkswagen, we don't work on RVs. So we end up just showing to Volkswagen dealerships like, see, it's a Volkswagen. Take that and fix that.
Yeah. So where are you? Are you staying in like campground, like renting
Yeah,
campsites
yeah.
and
We
parking
do
lots?
we do campgrounds. We do they call it stealthing. So it's just kind of just pulled over on the side of the road. I mean, when we kicked it in L.A. For a little less than a week, I did a guest spot at Black Anchor, Nico Hurtado's shop out there.
Yeah.
And so just a couple blocks down. I mean, he's on Melrose, so we were just right there, just kind of sleeping on the side of the street, and then we'd just show up to work. And work with like a legend and stuff. And,
Yeah.
you know.
How was that? Did you feel like you learned a lot? Got a lot from that guest spot?
Yeah. I got a lot from that. I got a lot from all these experiences, man.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not even like the huge artists, the big named artists that you could learn from too, because we've been on the road, and when we have issues like breaking down, like we broke down in Columbia, South Carolina, and the owner of the garage was like, yo, I'm in a rock band, or I was in a rock band when I was younger with this one dude. He's doing tattoos now. Let me see what we could do. And I call him up, and his guy's just like, yeah, man, tattoo artist broke down in my city. Don't even trip. You got a job.
Oh, wow.
Made all the money there, paid for the RV, and a nice little time with my lady, and just kept it moving.
Awesome, man. Isn't that one of the best things about this
Yeah, this
community?
industry is amazing.
Yeah,
man.
it really is. So what made you decide that you were going to – so you've been traveling since 2016. You said 15,
Yeah,
15 months?
15 months, yeah. I believe it's 15 months. I didn't really check, but it's November 2016.
So you've been on the road ever
We
since?
left. Yeah, November 1st.
You left where? Where?
Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're like 30 minutes outside New York City.
Okay.
And then we just kind of zigzagged south. We left November, so we kind of ran away from winter. Spent the whole month of January in Florida, which is a great place to be in January.
Yeah.
And then zigzagged across. And it's been like one person put me on. Like my very first guest spot was with BJ Betts in Delaware with Trademark.
Yeah.
And these guys were like, all right, you're going down. I'm going to put you on with my people in Atlanta at the Sacred Heart.
Okay.
So did the guest spot there. The Sacred Heart hooked me up with Shaquem here in Alabama.
Yeah.
So then they've kind of just been passing around and then meeting people, cold calling.
Yeah.
And people just kind of, when you're passionate about it, people respect it and they love you and embrace it.
Yeah. Find a way to get you in. What about Well, I'm going to jump around a little bit. Let me go back to what made you decide to take this trip, and how did you convince your wife? Are you married?
Right.
You,
yeah, I'm married.
So was she like, oh, yeah, that
She's
sounds
crazy
awesome?
like me.
Yeah. So she did she leave a job for it, or were you?
Yeah.
Really?
She was a social worker before.
Okay.
But it started with we always love to travel.
Yeah.
Love to travel, love to see stuff. I love to see national parks. I mean, I don't know if you've ever been to a few of them, right?
Yeah.
But it's like you're on another planet.
Right.
So because we love that, I actually had a client who was telling me about him taking road trips to Arizona. So he would do these road trips to Arizona, would go there, and he would like do some competitive shooting and stuff, and take a full month doing that and then coming back. And I'm like, yo, I could probably do that, and I could probably make money while I'm doing that. Mm-hmm. So then I was like, yo, let's see if we can do a full year and try to hit all 48 states. And then I came back to my lady, and I was like, before you say no, just think about this. And I was able to convince her, and she was like, let's do it. It sounds like fun, because on top of it just being great career move, there's so much experience, so much life lessons, so many beautiful things we've gotten to see. We've done 22 national parks, and we're still on the road, so there's still more national parks to see. So it's just been an amazing time.
I noticed flipping through your portfolio, flipping through your Instagram a little while ago, that you do you'll do a decent amount of like life drawing and stuff too. While you got a sketchbook, and I flipped through one photo, and you're like sitting in a parking lot, and you had drawn the car in front of you or something like that.
Yep.
Do you find yourself doing a lot of that kind of stuff just to sharpen your eye, just to
but I've always been doing that.
You've always drawn from life?
Since before I was tattooing.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, on the road, I filled about 8 full sketchbooks, like front to back, over this year. Yeah, there was so many. We literally had to send them home because they were taking up space.
Huh.
So, and they're weighing down the RV. So it's like, we got to send them back. But it definitely helps with sharpening the skill, keeping your eye and your hand tight. But I had a college professor who was a painting teacher who passed away while I was on the road. And this guy, he rest in peace, Charles McGill. And he actually gave me this drawing. On the back of it, he said, draw from life and draw often.
Yeah.
You know? So every time I sit down to draw, I think about that. Yeah, man, it's good stuff.
And it's obviously, I mean, you're doing a lot of black and gray realism. There was some color work in your portfolio, wasn't there?
Yeah, I mean, when I started, I was doing everything. I was doing everything. So I got like a full sleeve somewhere out there. I got like traditional full sleeve, Japanese full sleeve, trash polka. I got dot work, everything. Because I'm a fan of everything.
Right.
So when people bring me whatever project, I'm going to do my best version of that, or even the version that I would like to have gotten. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
So I try to push it like that, and then
that's a good way to look at it. I think people feel so compelled to like find a style to identify with so that they're recognizable. And when they come to shows like this, people know what to expect from them.
You want to be that guy.
Yeah, and and it says a lot to just to be comfortable enough and realize that you get value from all of it.
Yeah.
To go like, I'll do a trash polka tattoo. I've never done one before.
I'll do my version. The thing is like you'll always do like your weird version of it. So it'll come out. I guess some people will know like that you did it after they see enough of all the work.
Yeah.
But it also keeps it entertaining for yourself. Keeps it fun.
Yeah.
You know. But on the road, it's easier to travel with just black ink. Mm-hmm. So I mean, a lot of black and gray. It's like, let's do it. I mean, the trip has pushed that. Yeah. And I've always loved it. So
are you traveling with just black ink now? Or are you only
No,
doing black
I got
and gray?
some colors there, but they're drying up, man. I mean, like
you don't use them very often.
Black and gray, man. I love it. I love it.
So, how much longer on the road? Is it for the foreseeable future, or is there an end in sight?
Right now, the game plan would be to, because we're at 33 states.
Okay.
So we have 15 left, and all the ones that are left are cold right now.
Okay.
So we're not gonna go up to Minnesota.
Yeah.
And it's February. I'm not trying to come up there.
Yeah.
So we're gonna wait till the spring, kick it here in the south, and then shoot back up, zigzag back across, and finish the other states. So we got Midwest and like upper Northeast, just all areas that kind of, since I live in Connecticut, I could easily get to. So it feels like it's just going to be back home anyways by the time I'm there. But that should be in the summertime. By August, it should
Gotcha.
be done. And I got like jury duty in August. I got a letter while I was on the road.
Crappy.
So I guess it's the universe telling me you got to be home by August.
What? So will you? When you go back, you're staying in Connecticut, or have you found some places along the ride that you're like, we could relocate there?
Yeah, man, everywhere, to
Yeah.
be honest. But everywhere would be nice. We really got a lot of love for Denver, Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot of love for here, but you're still in Alabama. We got a lot of love for Austin, Texas, but you're still in Texas.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we don't really know, but the traveling we're going to definitely continue doing. So the game plan is to get back in the summer, and then by January, so we can spend like Christmas and New Year's with the family.
Mm-hmm.
In January, we hit the exact south again.
Okay.
Do like a smaller loop and just hit our favorites.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's nice. So you can kind of narrow it down and find
Exactly. We
places
don't. Yeah. After we hit the 48, now we can create another, goal and another little thing we want to do.
Have you done Tennessee yet?
Yeah. We
What'd you
did.
do? What's
I mean, I
something-
didn't tattoo there, but we
okay.
came. We saw Memphis.
Yeah.
Memphis was pretty
That's
cool.
where we live. Yeah.
It's a little sketchy.
Yeah,
I gotta say.
some spots. Yeah, some spots.
I think the wild thing there was that all the homeless shelters
Yeah.
cost $6 a night to stay at.
Yeah.
So you're walking around the city, you're walking down Beale Street, which
Yeah.
is supposed to be their Bourbon Street,
Yeah.
and everybody's like, yo, I need $6, man. I'm just trying to find a
Right.
place to sleep.
Yeah.
So that was a wild
Yeah.
kind of culture shock, I guess. I didn't know that that's what it was going to be like.
Yeah.
But we did get to check out the Civil Rights Museum
It's
at
an
the
awesome
Lorraine
place,
Motel.
isn't it?
Man,
Yeah.
that thing was powerful.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
a beautiful museum, man. When it first, I went right when they opened. I haven't been in a while. You guys been to Civil Rights Museum? Civil
gotta
Rights
go.
Museum in Memphis.
You got to
It's-
go.
It's awesome.
They,
man. It really
they
is.
still have his room is intact the way that he left it.
Yeah,
That
you
thing
can
is
see- yeah,
intense.
and then from the front, they still have the facade of the Lorraine Motel is basically still.
Oh, yeah,
there,
it's
so you
there.
can stand
They
on
got
Main
the cars
Street.
there. You
Yeah,
see
cars are
right
still-
there.
mhm. Cars are still in place. There's a wreath right on the balcony that he was
Yup,
shot and stuff.
right
It's-
there, man.
Yeah,
That's powerful.
It
Get
is.
goosebumps right now, bro.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy. So what have you learned being on the road as far as what you're traveling with? Some practical tips for someone that might want to travel. Did you overpack? Did you underpack? Do you find yourself having to stop and buy stuff constantly? Like shit, did we forget that? Probably not now, but for the first.
No,
few
no,
months.
not now. I feel like we left with a good amount of things. We got, because there's such a limited space, if you're not using it, we're throwing that thing out.
Yeah.
So then, and if you want to buy something new, you got to throw something out in order to even have space for that.
Yeah.
So now it's become, is this item, let's say a T-shirt, is this T-shirt better than all my other T-shirts?
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's no. It's like, nah, man, my stuff is pretty dope. I'm going to just keep that,
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
on the road, you end up with so much free stuff, man. I got these free pants. I
Yeah.
got this free shirt. I
Yeah.
got, it's
Yeah.
dope. The universe just kind of provides for you and takes care of you. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, yeah, and it's so that's taught you really to become more of a minimalist. Like you don't need a lot
Yeah.
of. So do you think that's something you'll keep when you go back home? Or are you just gonna go crazy and buy everything?
No, definitely keep some of that a lot.
Yeah.
There's some things I missed, and we did fly back in January just to take care of so many clients that we had there waiting.
Yeah.
So we left the RV in Houston, flew back January. I tattooed all month. It was 6 days,
Okay.
6 days a week. I was working like 12, 13 hours a day.
Wow.
It was madness. And the
Wow.
crazy thing is that's how I used to work. So then I got back there, beat the shit out of myself, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't want to work that hard no more, man. I was like, I'm going to come back here. I'm going to take it a lot easier, just manage my time and my free time better, because that's really the most valuable thing that we got is time, That's why you do everything is to try to get more time.
Right. Right.
You know?
Are you working in a shop in your own studio or what when you're back in Connecticut?
I rented a booth at a shop called Organic Inc.
Okay.
It's in Norwalk, Connecticut, and
Okay.
that's kind of where I was working out of. So when I came back this time, I was just right
there.
back there.
And they're fine with that. That's the type
Yeah,
of place that
they
you
love
can
me.
kinda come and go.
They love me, and I love those guys, man.
Yeah.
I was working there for 2 years before we left on the road,
Uh,
and that was a great switch for me. Like when I got there, and I was able to do the booth rental. So now it wasn't so much about you're depending on me for some money and this and that or whatever.
Yeah.
It's now become like I get to create the schedule the way I want to. I get to work the way I want to. And that's when I started realizing, like, I like to do one tattoo a day because I don't want to rush anything. I should have been in SoCal, to be honest, how laid back I am from the Northeast.
Yeah.
But I like to work that way and just take my time and do an awesome piece. And I think that taught me so much, and I was able to get the best results and grow a lot by doing that.
Yeah, I completely agree. When I made the transition from a shop to a private studio, it's just me and a flat day rate, so everyone comes in knowing what to expect. You work until you're finished. Try to handle pain management as best you can. Take breaks, eat lunch, do all those things. And I realized that when you're not pressured to find a stopping point before your next appointment, that you're really able to dive in and become a better problem solver. Really tweak those little things and decide, like, well, let me push this forward and let that drop back and like get away from something, let it settle, feel comfortable going back into it, you know, and it really ups the quality of your work.
Definitely. I've definitely noticed that.
Yeah.
You know, that when you're not rushing. That's the biggest thing, man, is just taking your time, putting your time into it. And just being present and doing your best. And I would have like a little TV set up. So, I mean, we watched like a whole season of Walking Dead one time on one tattoo.
Oh, really?
Watched the entire first season.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then we watched it. It was so good. I mean, I thought it was good.
Yeah.
And then I went back home and I watched the second season. I was like, man, this is awful.
Yeah. Second season was very good.
No,
and now it's gone. They need to stop it at this point.
Right.
I've been watching it so long, I still watch it because I'm like, I can't quit now. They got.
You're too invested? That's how my wife is with like Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she started that one when she was like a little kid.
Yeah.
And that thing's at like 30 seasons at this point.
It's still going.
No, she's not 30.
Let's grab one of these viewer questions real quick. Is that cool with you?
Cool.
All right,
Of course.
let's just mix it up. Was there one on top I was supposed to pick or no? Okay. All right, let's see what we have. I think this was a Jeff Gogoi question. Does your toilet paper hang on the front or behind the roll? I'm gonna save that one for Gogoi. Let's pull another one here. Oh, it's a long one. All right, this is from Max Komarov. Is that what you would say?
Yeah, I guess.
All right, in the shop where I apprenticed, you weren't considered good unless you did all styles. In my case, I'm only interested in particular niche styles. What should a new artist do? Stay true to that or try to grasp all styles? I think one of the key parts of that entire question is what should a new artist do?
Yeah.
What
But I mean, if it comes from my experience, is you got to try them all. You got to try them all. You got to know what to do with all. And then from there, you'll be able to attack your niche a lot better. You know? Like, I respect the traditional guys. I'm doing all black and gray, but I respect the traditional lines. The line work, how solid it is, that thing is going to heal and hold up for a long time. So that's things when you go into a black and gray tattoo. Make sure your lines are clean. The little lines that you got, and I'm doing realism, the little line is clean. That thing is saturated where it needs to be saturated. And do the thing bold so you get, the contrast that's going to last.
Yeah.
So you can learn from all of them, and especially if you're a new artist, learn all of them, get your foundation right, and then from there you can start making your decision which one. Because you might be surprised which style you like. You come into it thinking you're like, oh, I'm a black and gray guy, or I'm a color guy, I'm dot work guy. And then you experiment, and all of a sudden you're doing a totally different style that you didn't even expect, and you're having a great time. So,
and to expand on that, to your point, you're doing black and gray realism, which the end product not at all resembles a traditional Americana tattoo.
Not at all.
But the principles of that of that tattoo are what make your black and gray tattoos live for a long time in the skin. Yeah, and I think that's probably the most important point, is that even if you don't care about whatever Japanese style tattoos, that you learning how to draw to the body.
That composition on Japanese is insane.
Yeah, so you can translate that to anything you want to do. If you learn to read the lines of the body and make sure that you're drawing
that thing flow.
Right,
their things flow beautifully.
Yeah, I agree. I hope that answers that question. I don't think there's anything wrong with finding a niche or a niche. I know a lot of people. I mean, most everyone does that now, and it's nice that the industry is big enough for us to be able to do that. 20 years ago, that wasn't so much of an option.
To be honest, you take what you get,
Right.
You do what you got to do.
Yeah, and so it's nice that we're at that point. But if you're still learning, I guess his apprenticeship is over, but still a newer artist. If you're still learning, I completely agree. I think that you have to experiment, and who knows? Maybe maybe some of that dot work finds its way into your black and gray realism, and it adds a little something that no one else is doing.
And now your thing is even cooler because nobody else knows what the hell you're doing. And
Yeah.
it's like, well, I'm doing this, But
Yeah, absolutely. All right, where are you going from here?
from here, we leave in a couple days. I'm actually tattooing Shaquem on Tuesday.
Oh, cool.
But then we head down. We're going to be in Florida. It's a good time to be in Florida.
Yeah. What part of Florida?
We're going to do all. I mean, we're starting from the Panhandle. We stayed at this beautiful little campground called St. Joseph State Park. It was just a little peninsula. Like, pretty much from here to the parking lot, you're at the beach, and there's, like, nobody.
Oh, wow.
I think it's $14 a night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man. It's nice.
Awesome.
So we're going to do that. We'll be there for a few days, which is a nice break to all this. Like, I haven't really slept much in the past couple days.
So you're not tattooing there. You're just going to hang out?
No, yeah, that one I'm hanging out. Then I'm down in Naples. I got a bunch of clients down in Naples. Then from there, we'll be in Miami, and then we shoot up to Orlando. And then from there, we're kind of on our way up. So the next guest spot, I will be at Russ Abbott's shop.
Oh, yeah.
And right outside of Atlanta.
Yeah, I've tattooed there before, too. I love that shop.
Yeah.
I haven't been.
I've never been.
It's beautiful.
I never met Russ.
Oh, really? He's an awesome
Wow.
guy, man. He's been on the show 2-3 times at least. The last time we were there, they were just expanding, like doubling the size of that shop, and all of the plumbing was roughed in, but it wasn't finished. So I haven't seen what you will see. I've just seen the original space, which
I'll
is
post
just
the video.
beautiful.
I'll post it on the
I'll make
story
sure.
on the Instagram.
I have to make sure to follow you after this. So the thing that I noticed about his shop is it's a well-oiled machine for one thing, but the way that it runs.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard. And from the emails, that's exactly,
yeah.
They're on point.
They are, and it's like a technology tattoo palace. Like there's Cintiqs in the drawing rooms, there's Cintiqs at Russ's station. They have these cool little like plaques that say, for our guests, the Wi-Fi password is this, or like hand-stitched little leather things that are on the walls. Like all these little
quality. Quality,
all
man.
these little things.
That's the big thing, man. And that's going back to the T-shirts, going back to all that, the minimal thing. What I definitely am going to keep is about quality.
Yeah.
Spend money on the things that are worth spending money on.
Yeah.
And you don't have to have a bunch, but just have that one thing that's amazing,
Right.
or have those couple of things that are really good quality.
Yeah.
And that's it. I mean,
That's it. Well, real quick before we wrap it up, if someone's looking to try to do this, to get on the road, maybe with their wife, maybe solo, you're saying you have a lot of clients in Naples, you know people here and there. You didn't know all these people when you took off, huh? Or did you?
No, I gotta say,
Yeah.
For the majority, no. Naples was like a little one. I had like a little foothold in there because I had friends that had moved there.
Gotcha.
So I've just been kind of linking up where I have friends, kind of where they kind of want me. And then another thing was trying to work with some of my favorite artists.
Yeah.
So I would just kind of call up these shops, man, and try to get the guest spot if I could, and if I couldn't, try the next one, but just keep going, just being persistent, and just taking that risk, and going for it. But it always gets better the second time around, so don't be discouraged. Yeah, if you get there the first time and all you're doing is just hanging out and drawing maybe in your station, posting designs or whatever, or maybe you take a walk in and you're doing a baby mama name, whatever. Yeah. Just do it. You're there. These people are now your friends, and that's what it's about, is making friends in this industry. And then the next time you come around, it's a little better. And you build in your little hype and your buzz, and you just kind of keep going and keep growing. And you're in it for the long. I'm in it for the long game, man. I love this thing. I plan to do this forever.
Yeah, awesome, dude. Man, it was a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Same, man. Thank you so much for having me on.
Instagram is
Valerio Art.
Valerio Art. We'll post it in the show notes. And thank you guys, as always, for supporting what we do. Thanks to Space City. We'll see you next time.